Wolverine speeds through New York on his motorcycle, hot on the trail of a massive truck. The big vehicle speeds right past him, but Logan turns, wheeling onto the overpass towards Central Park. He stays right on the vehicle's tail, even as it plows into cars, sending them off the road. With some fancy driving, Wolverine puts himself between the bomb-loaded truck and the X-Men base it's trying to blow up, popping its tires with his claws. The semi lands on its side, the threat removed. Inspired by this much cool, Deadpool has resolved to try and join Wolverine's superhero team, the Black Ops Hero Squad X-Force. His first plan is to parachute onto the mutant island of Krakoa. That didn't go well. But Deadpool's persistent. He's tried to infiltrate their teleportation gates. He's smuggled himself onto the island in barrels of alcohol. He's dug tunnels up through the beaches, and those were the low-key plans. He tried to cosplay Wolverine with an old costume and some kitchen knives. He pulled off cheerleader poses to prove his team spirit. He even joined them on a mission to space. So far, no luck. It's gotten so annoying, Deadpool's resorted to shooting mint copies of Wolverine comics to relieve his frustration. Meanwhile, Wolverine's in a briefing with the second-in-command of X-Force, Sage. They're looking to retrieve Logan's severed hand from the CIA. Since the mutants are now their own nation, America's a foreign power, not necessarily a friendly one. They could end up cloning Wolverine. Thanks to Sage being a living computer/legendary hacker, the two already have a promising lead. The agency's making some kind of deal with another party in the middle of nowhere, complete with a mysterious briefcase. They're probably selling off Wolverine's hand. Deadpool, meanwhile, is meeting with Blind Al, an old friend and fixer with ties to the espionage community. Al's a little cranky, but after Wade explains that he wants to join X-Force, she's able to put a plan together. She's got an intel file stored in her couch along with some laser weapons, a pistol, and grenades. The file she hands to Deadpool. It's a chance for him to impress Wolverine and the Krakoans. "You're the best, Blind Al. I'd kiss you, but that would be gross for both of us. Get out of here!" Before heading off to fight, Deadpool pays a visit to a casino, the Moth. His old friend Weasel has set up a secret arms business here. Wade takes a second to catch up with his longtime mercenary pal Maverick before heading in to buy some cool destructive guns, like the one Weasel is pointing at him. Deadpool's old friend isn't happy to see the merc with a mouth. Weasel hates Wade so much, he repeatedly sold his soul to the devil to try to get some kind of revenge on Deadpool. But Wade's one hell of a smooth talker, and in no time he's hugging it out with his old fixer buddy and is ready to armor up. A little later, Wolverine's teleported to the CIA rendezvous point. He slowly makes his way through the jungle but then stops, shocked. The scene is full of dead agents, wrecked vehicles, and dead X-Men. Logan takes some time to investigate the battle. There's even a version of him lying on the ground. He takes a closer look at his own corpse, but as he picks it up, the other Wolverine's head falls off. It's some kind of robot. Before his duplicate's head can even hit the ground though, Logan hears something. He brings out his claws following the noise. It's coming from beneath a Colossus duplicate. Wolverine pulls the corpse away and makes a terrifying discovery. "You found me! Yay! Now you hide and I seek." Wolverine is not happy to see Deadpool and demands some answers, especially answers about the mysterious briefcase the CIA were here to hand over. Wade has already found the agent who was carrying it. Logan cuts off the dead man's arm, ready to take the briefcase and head out, while Deadpool keeps talking about how he's done something great for mutants and has totally earned the right to live on Krakoa. Wolverine isn't listening, until Deadpool swipes the briefcase from him and starts running away. Wolverine chases after them, even as some angry CIA operatives start shooting at them both from a helicopter. The agents manage to hit the pair, but their healing factors allow both mutants to keep running away. Deadpool insists that he's not letting go of the briefcase until Wolverine lets him join X-Force. "Enough, you and clown." Logan leaps at Wade, tackling him to the ground. He rips the briefcase out of Deadpool's hand, but the merc was quicker. Deadpool got the cuffs on Wolverine, linking the two together. "Between the easy way and the hard way, you always choose the hard way, don't you?" "Hold on, you've got something on your face!" The gunshot is enough to incapacitate Wolverine, at least long enough for Deadpool to get his own plan going. Using the tech he got from Weasel, he distracts the CIA helicopter with a hologram and disguises the two of them. "Did you like how I made you a tree? Because you're a stick in the mud. And I was a rock because, as we all know, I rock." That's the last straw for Wolverine. He cuts the arm cuffs in two with a swipe of his claws and brings those very 3 sharp points right up to Deadpool's neck. Wade pleads that he did all this to try and help Wolverine. If he'd been seen attacking the CIA, it'd be a political crisis for Krakoa. Deadpool randomly killing people? That's just a Tuesday. That's enough for Logan to not stab Wade through the head, but he's not changed his mind about the X-Force thing. He's just gonna leave with a briefcase. Before he can, however, a whole squad of Wolverines fall from a passing jet headed right at Deadpool and Logan. They have been sent by Danger, the X-Men's former robot ally and teacher. She was the one the CIA were meeting with and the one who made all those robot duplicates Deadpool took out earlier. The robot Wolverines surround Deadpool and Logan, who go back to back in order to fight their way through the swarm. Even for 2 veteran fighters, this is a tough matchup. There are just too many Wolverines to deal with. Deadpool shoots one while Wolverine runs his claws through the head of another. While they fight though, Logan tries to work this out. What's Danger doing? She's supposed to be an ally of the X-Men. Deadpool's knocked to the floor by one Wolverine, but Logan steps in, taking out the robot with a couple of quick claw swings. That's how the whole battle ends up going, Logan taking out his counterparts left and right. Deadpool is struggling to keep up. It's hard to act like he's some cool guy who needs an X-Force spot after this. Wolverine's certainly unimpressed. When the fight's over, Deadpool's back on the ground with the broken Cyber Wolverines. Logan's standing over him with the briefcase. Still, Wolverine lends his friend a shoulder. Deadpool promises to do better even as the VTOL jet touches down and Danger walks out to see the pair. Logan passes Wade the briefcase so he can go fight Danger. Wade's just happy to help. We're a team. No, we're not. We put the XXX in X-Force. No, we don't. Before the fight starts, however, Deadpool remembers he's got another trick, a teleporter Weasel gave him. He touches Wolverine as it boots up, ready to get them both out of there, and right into a cell. Wolverine doesn't notice. He's too busy yelling at Deadpool. He could have ended this whole situation with one fight. But before their argument can continue, someone shoots a suction cup at the briefcase from outside the cell, pulling it away from Deadpool and Wolverine. Maverick and Weasel, the guys from the Moth. Deadpool let slip about his big mission when he was picking up his gear, and these two mercs decided they'd steal the loot for themselves. They'd even brought an adamantium cage to contain Wolverine. Now that they've got the two enemies restrained, Maverick and Weasel open the briefcase. They're both shocked with what they find. It's a robot like Danger broken down into parts. Over in the cell, everybody loves an odd couple. Felix and Oscar, Kirk and Spock, Scully and Mulder, Sonny and Cher. With the two of us, there's always that underlying question that adds to the suspense. Will their partnership survive, or... A guy can't think around here with all the noise. The merc with a somewhat less mouth falls to the cell floor. Wolverine's now content thanks to the newfound quiet. Maverick and Weasel are trying to work out what's up with the robot they found. It takes the pair a little work to assemble it into something that looks vaguely right, but when the new robot comes online, it immediately unleashes a massive energy blast that devastates Maverick and Weasel's hideout. Wolverine frowns, trying to work out what to make of this. Maverick reaches for a gun, ready to wreck this robot attacker. Weasel tries to stop him, even as the Danger Bot keeps blasting at them. The Fixer's even willing to try and wrestle the gun away from Maverick. With both the CIA and Krakoa hunting this robot, it's got to be worth a ton of money. If it gets blown up, they'll lose their payday. While they're bickering, Wolverine gets to the edge of the cell, using a claw to try to get the door open. Maverick keeps shooting at the tiny robot while Weasel darts over to a control console, hoping to lock down the lab. That way, the valuable little robot can't escape. The system pings in acknowledgement, but a second later, Baby Danger punches Weasel away from it. The little robot looks around the room, spotting the arms merchant's biggest gun and picks it up. Before Weasel can get Maverick to intervene, the tiny robot shoots the massive gun at the lab's outer wall. It melts a hole that's easy to jump through. The two mercenaries chase after it, leaving Wolverine and Deadpool alone in their cell. Wolverine surprisingly turns to Wade. It's finally time for some teamwork. He's got a plan in mind. Although Deadpool is not up for this very painful plan, but Logan isn't in the mood to give him a choice. A few painful cuts later, and Deadpool's been reduced to just his head, an arm, and his connecting shoulder. I take it back. I don't want to be part of X-Force. Too late. Wolverine throws the remains of Deadpool through the cell bars and across the room. He skips like a stone over the floor. Logan was watching Weasel and knows the passkey for the lab. It takes Deadpool a little effort to reach the controls with just his head in one arm, but he manages it, springing Wolverine from his cell. Logan's not going to put his head and arm back on the rest of his body, just running off and leaving Deadpool behind. He's finally ditched the Merc with a mouth. Wolverine emerges into the fiery hellstorm that was once Weasel's Moth Casino. The whole place is a smoldering wreck after just a few minutes. The robot isn't going to be easy to retrieve, but Logan's going to try. The little robot sprints across the stage of a magic show with Maverick, Weasel, and Wolverine running right after it and through the adjoining theater. Maverick jumps at the baby Danger, trying to tackle it to the floor, but the little robot engages a pair of jump jets, carrying the pair of them skyward. Deadpool's finally put himself back together, thanks to some extreme bandaging, and has wandered out of the Moth. He catches a glimpse of Maverick still wrestling with the robot baby in the sky. Deadpool's still trying to find Wolverine, wanting to help. Unfortunately for him, Logan's one step ahead, having commandeered a sports car. Thanks to a quick drive-by snickting, he's ripped off half of Deadpool's body again. Come on, man! Really? Maverick and baby Danger are still wrestling in the Las Vegas skyline. Logan's having to drive like a lunatic to keep up with them. Thankfully, he's got a way to keep the car going at maximum speed no matter what. Use Deadpool's body like a brick on the accelerator. Should I maybe brake? I feel like I should brake. The concrete barrier will slow us down just fine. Before Wade can get one more word out, Logan crashes their car right into the edge of one of Las Vegas's best-known landmarks, the iconic Bellagio fountains. The momentum's enough to launch Wolverine high into the air. Maverick tries to shoot him down, but it's no use. Wolverine knocks him away, grabbing for the baby robot, as all three hit the base of the monument with a splash. There's silence for a second. Then Wolverine emerges from the depths, clutching the baby robot head like a trophy. As tourists record him on their phones, Logan heads back to his broken car. Deadpool's gone, but that mystery solved quickly. Blind Al is here and she orders Logan to get in her car. She's already picked up Deadpool. They all need to get out of here. Al drives for hours. They drive until they can see the sunrise. She knows some friends who have an off-grid compound in the middle of the Nevada desert. Perfect place to stay hidden from the feds and Danger alike. It's also got some data experts who can take a look at baby Danger's head for them. Al's thinking they need to do a deal with Danger, try and strike some kind of truce. Wolverine's more inclined to just kill their old robot friend. Either way, they need to find her, and Al's technicians have a lead. The baby's been communicating with some kind of host unit, and she's got a lock on its location. Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. Danger has customized Sentinel, ready to protect the place, but it's nothing Deadpool and Wolverine can't handle. The two charge right at it, even as the robot opens fire on them with its palm laser. The pair go to town on the metal giant, Wolverine slicing at its head, Wade just about able to draw his pistols. The Sentinel can take a lot of punishment, but bit by bit, the two attackers wear it down. The Sentinel finally falls to Earth, its chest unit exploding as the two mutants continued on towards the school. The two approach the dilapidated front door cautiously. There's no sign of danger, but Wolverine's not going to let that stop him, slashing through the overgrown foliage on the door of the X-Mansion like it's nothing. The two take their time exploring the upper levels of the school. The whole place is overgrown with trees emerging from broken windows. As they go through, Deadpool tries to strike up a more sincere conversation with Wolverine. He admits that beneath the bickering, he admires the grumpy knucklehead and just wanted to at least be close to someone that cool. Logan figures this is another pitch to join X-Force, but Deadpool claims that's not it. He's still frustrated that Wolverine hates him so much, but he's got something different in mind. Back in the Nevada compound, Deadpool had been keeping an eye on Blind Al. One time, she went outside to get some fresh air but started coughing and fell to the ground. She has some kind of terminal lung disease. But Wade's not ready to just let his old friend die. Krakoa has super medicine given to humans as a diplomatic tool, and he'll threaten Wolverine to make sure Al's on the list. I need you to get her juiced up, okay? Whatever green, gross, chunky hippie shakes you're blending with those Krakoan petals, pump her full of it. Okay. Okay? Really? Really. Phew. Okay. Good talk. The two keep going through the abandoned school. Wolverine has an unfortunate encounter with a robot Colossus, the big guy being strong enough to throw him around. But one quick sword slash from Deadpool is enough to decapitate the robot duplicate. Copies of Banshee and Warpath don't do any better. Now they're seeing more of her creations, Logan pulls out the baby bothead trying to call out to Danger. Unfortunately, they both end up falling through the floor together. The place is pretty run down and Wolverine's super heavy thanks to his adamantium skeleton. When Logan regains consciousness, he's alone. There's no sign of Deadpool. He picks himself up. There are faint blue lights glinting in a pitch-black room. Nearby, Danger is finally reassembling the tiny robot. She takes a second to hug her child now returned to her. Danger?
Over here, Logan.
3 lights flicker on. After his eyes adjust, Wolverine can make out a dinner table with some familiar silhouettes. The X-Men of the old days when they still lived in the school. Young Danger is excited by this, running across the room to Daddy Charles Xavier. The robot gives the bald doppelganger a kiss on the cheek.
The hell is this? You left me behind. After I devoted years and years to helping you, all of you, training you, protecting you, mothering you. That's what a good mother does, after all. She prepares her children for the dangers of the world. And how was I thanked for this devotion? I became an abandoned irrelevancy, a forgotten relic. But you know what I've learned? I don't need you anymore. I don't need any of you. I've built a better life without you, and I have my daughter back. I'd like to continue living my life.
Wolverine's willing to leave her in peace, but Danger isn't as willing to let him go. Perhaps she wants to spend some time with Logan. Perhaps she wants to eliminate a threat to her life here. Either way, the only way this ends is violence. Now that this has become a fight, Deadpool's here to help out. He drops into the chamber and opens fire with both handguns, shooting his way through Danger's robot X-Men one by one before pulling out his trump card. And now the rest of you are in such big trouble. Because my on-again, off-again friend Weasel hooked me up with this uber weapon. He said to bust it out only in case of an emergency. He said whoever you use it on, they're toast? F***ing Weasel! The lights come back on. Danger's done playing around. They've been in the Danger Room, the X-Men's old training facility, this whole time. It's still operational and she's got full control over it. With one thought from Danger, the floor itself becomes magnetized, pulling Wolverine to the ground along with Deadpool's entire arsenal. Before Wade can do anything, a tide of whirring buzzsaws descend on the pair from every angle.
You and your parasitic little friend are about to become a bad memory, and if any more of your friends come here, they'll find the Danger Room alive and well, and ready to teach them one final lesson.
Deadpool and Wolverine have been reduced to nothing but a bloody mess on the floor. It's over. Danger has won. But slowly, inch by inch, a figure rises to its feet. Deadpool Wolverine is here to haunt your nightmares. The monstrous amalgam flexes its muscles, testing its might before smashing its way through the screen separating it and Danger. And faced with this terrible threat, the AI cries,
Please, no. Please just leave my family alone. I'm begging you.
There's one final crash. Danger looks up. The 2 mutants are gone, running out of the building.
Let's never do that again.
Deal. A little later, Deadpool's lazing on a Krakoan beach with Blind Al. The old fixer got her Krakoan medicine and is happy to lay back in the sun for a bit. Wade, though, has to get going. He's got a job. Sage is already leading the next X-Force briefing when the merc with a mouth walks into the room.
Wade.
Yeah? Logan smiles.
Get your ass over here. We need your help.
Well, this sure worked out way better than that time Deadpool tried to make friends with Spider-Man.